You know, there have been plenty of times in my life where I've changed my opinion. I used to be an Apple guy and now it's Android. I also believed that buying powerful gaming laptops was a complete waste of money, and when I purchased a camera, it was always and only the best that I could afford. When I decided that travel was going to be something I committed to, a lot of those calculations simply didn't make sense. I started downsizing everything in my life. When it comes to cameras, the most expensive choice is not always the best choice for your given situation. The fact that I'm clumsy and drop things, occasionally end up at the bar between shoots, and like to work at the beach means I have plenty of scenarios where I don't want to worry more about getting a scratch on my device than I worry about getting the shot. So I played around with some budget action cameras and I wasn't too impressed. That is until I bumped into the Brave 7 by AKASO, and since that review, I've had that budget action camera along in my gear every day. Today we're looking at another offering from AKASO, and this one is pretty interesting. It's called the Brave 4 Elite, and this camera is focused on underwater use. You know, diving and such. Not that I'll be doing that exactly, but I'm sure many of you, like me, still end up in timid water environments with your family. So today we're going to see if the Brave 4 Elite can change my mind about budget action cameras. Once again.
Took me about a month to figure out that those swans are fake. Yep, they are fake swans. But they look real, they move around. Okay, so I've got a camera that works great underwater, and I happen to be in the middle of the desert camping on an 18-hole golf course. So we've got to change location. I'm going to show you a great spot in Carlsbad, California. It's called the Cape Ray Hilton. If you have a dog, it's a dog-friendly spot. Great restaurant, great pool, great bar, lots of fun, and it's right next to the beach, so hopefully we can get this thing underwater. I think actually there's also a Legoland water park there, which should work out well as well. So maybe we'll hit the slide and see what we can do.
At first glance, AKASO's Brave 4 Elite looks very similar to many of its recent cameras. Build quality is solid, and once again, it's one of the smaller and lighter action cameras on the market without feeling cheap like other brands I've tried. Everything on this camera is built in, and this choice comes with some obvious compromises. However, it also gives you peace of mind when it comes to simply grabbing the camera and shooting no matter the situation. A big benefit as far as I'm concerned. There is no removable battery, so you'll need to keep an eye on that. However, AKASO is boasting 120 minutes at 4K 30 and twice that at 1080p. Full charge takes about 4 hours. The onboard storage is 64 gigabytes via built-in micro SD card, and there is also a convenient charging solution that doubles as a way to transfer files to your computer. Just don't lose that cable because there is no USB-C option here. The lens cover is sealed and may not be removed, and the included cage has a cold shoe mount and is of great quality, a problem I've had with other cameras in this price range. Now, we'll talk about specific features later in the video, but my initial impressions are that AKASO has truly given us a point-and-shoot experience right out of the box.
Okay, so we're at the Cape Ray Hilton in Carlsbad, California. My goal today is we're right down next to the beach. The lighting is like perfect right now. So we've got no clouds in the sky at all. So action cameras, as we know, are going to perform the best when you have great lighting. I'm going to try to give you a good idea what the camera looks like as far as color saturation is concerned. Everything that I'm seeing initially in this is that the colors are actually pretty good.
Right out of the gate, I could tell that the Brave 4 Elite was producing a really good picture, except there was something that wasn't quite right. It looked a little bit overexposed. Bright sunny days are absolutely what you're looking for an action camera, but in this instance, when I put it back on my computer and replayed the video, it just seemed like something was a little bit off. Compared to the Brave 7, which I reviewed in the previous video, I feel like the picture is not as sharp. Now, I don't know if that's because it is geared for underwater use, or if I have to tweak some settings on there. I gotta get in there and look at the picture settings and see what it looks like. I'm just seeing a lot more pixelization than I was seeing on the Brave 7. And again, I don't know if that's camera settings or what the story is. Now, when I played the videos back just now in the hotel room, when I'm doing pans with the Brave 4 Elite, I feel like it's choppy. It's not very smooth, but I try to do pans, and when I'm doing panning shots, I'm shooting them in 60 frames per second.
And I do that because it's going to make it a little bit smoother. I usually slow it down to about 50%. Now maybe that'll make a big difference, but I'm seeing stuttering as I'm panning those shots. Also, paper straws suck. I feel like I'm missing something. Now when I threw this in the pool, I felt like it panned smoother, and I felt like it had better white balance and everything just seemed better. So what I'm thinking is I have to make an adjustment to EV comp, and that's what I'm going to do. Tomorrow we're going to take this out and I'm going to take the EV comp down a little bit, the exposure setting on the camera down a little bit.
Just like my experience with the GoPro Hero 10 and GoPro Hero 11, I noticed that the EV comp is a key setting here for anyone using the Brave 4 Elite. Now keep in mind that this camera is geared for underwater use, and of course your lighting situation underwater is going to be very different than in bright sunshine. But if you take the EV comp down to about -1, I think you can see here that it's producing really good quality video.
Inside right now, interior lighting in the room. Right now you're getting probably the best idea of what indoor lighting during the day might look like. Now remember, action cameras are not going to do well in low light, but it does give you an idea. I've got just the natural lighting coming into the room right now. Time for a margarita. Or something like a margarita. Some sort of boat drink. I don't know.
Now, of course, when it comes to still photos, most people are going to be reaching for their phones. And is the camera on the Brave 4 Elite up to that standard? No, of course not. But there are plenty of situations, as I've outlined in the past, where you'd rather have an action camera or just one device than you would a $1,200 phone. And on that note, the Brave 4 Elite holds its own.
So it's mostly a cloudy day today. I got a little bit of sunshine, but I also took the EV comp down just a bit on the camera to see if it gives us a better picture than I was getting out of the first set of shots that I had yesterday at the beach. I'm going to take the mountain bike out right now and we'll test stabilization and see how that looks. My first initial impressions are versus, say, the Brave 7, the stabilization did not seem to be as good. However, really the mountain bike will show us that, so let's go do that now. All right, and for this one we are going to go with a chest mount. Yeah, we're going to go with a chest mount.
In the right lighting, stabilization on the Brave 4 Elite is fantastic, and I have no issues there at all. It handled the mountain bike ride perfectly, and in most situations, you're going to be happy with it. Now, I will tell you that the video quality with the EV comp down and on a cloudy day was much better than it was at the beach. So the simple fact is this camera is geared for underwater use, and if you're going to use it in other situations, you need to make sure that you make the adjustments necessary to get yourself the best video quality. Once I made that adjustment to the EV comp and a few little tweaks, the camera really performed quite well. What I really find nice is the coating on the camera lens, because you can put it in the water and immediately when it comes out, it is clean as can be. So really, from the standpoint of being an easy camera that's all-in-one, that is waterproof, that you don't have to worry about, this camera works great. Now, the Brave 4 Elite versus the Brave 7, I would probably buy the Brave 7, but if what you care about is a simple point and shoot, have fun with your family, throw it in the water, take it anywhere you want, and don't worry about it type of device, this is a great one. And hey, don't forget, it's only $189. I'll see you soon.